I'm a 24-year-old software engineer living in New York City, and I've managed to accumulate a net worth of $250,000. But here's the thing. My purpose isn't to be a software engineer. It's not even to live in New York City, and it's not even tied to any specific job at all. My purpose is to travel and have the freedom to live anywhere I want in the world. I want to leverage my current path to get to my desired one. That's my purpose. And once I figured that out, everything else, the saving, the career choices, the lifestyle decisions, all of it became so much more clear. Now that you know mine, I'm going to help you find yours today. This is why most people never really figure it out. The biggest lie we're told about purpose is that it needs to be some grand mission, that you want to cure cancer or start a nonprofit or change the world in some way. But that's not what a purpose is. Purpose is simply having a clear reason for what you're doing that extends beyond just existing and paying bills. It's the difference between optimizing your life for other people's definition of success and building towards something that actually matters to you. I spent years thinking I needed to discover my one true calling. I took personality tests, read self-help books, even paid for a life coaching session. And all they did was make me feel worse about not having some burning desire to become a software engineer, a doctor, or whatever. But here's what actually works. Purpose isn't found, it's built. And you can start building it even today. You have to find what actually matters to you. Most people can't articulate their purpose because they've never actually stopped to figure out what they value. They just adopt whatever values their parents, their friends, or society tells them they should have. Tonight, before you go to bed, do this. Spend 15 minutes writing down what you'd regret not doing if you found out that you only had 1 year left to live. Set a timer and do not stop writing until it goes off. Don't overthink it, just write whatever comes to mind. It could even be simple with just words of like traveling, I want to explore more, I want to be happy, I want to retire my parents. It could be something big and or something small. When I did this, I wrote things like, I'd regret not traveling. I'd regret spending my entire life in my hometown. I'd regret not trying new things when the opportunity arose. I'd regret working for a company that doesn't give a about me. I'd regret not sharing the things I have learned to others who may be struggling from the same issues. I'd regret optimizing my life for other people's definition of success and not my own definition. Through this, I found out that I was optimizing for other people's definition of success. Because I found out everything I was writing down, I was actually not even on the path towards doing that. I was focusing on my grades, trying to become a better student, working a job I hated, all because I was told I had to. I realized I've been living my entire life trying to impress people whose opinions I don't even respect. And while you're doing this soul searching, you also need to pay attention to what actually gives you energy. For the next 2 days, keep a simple log on your phone. Every few hours, rate your energy levels from 1 to 10. Write one sentence about what you're doing. And this isn't about being productive. It's about identifying patterns. I discovered I felt more energized when I was honestly recording YouTube videos for an old channel that I used to run. When I was researching different countries on how to live there and how to move there and learning about cultures and customs. Talking to people who had traveled. Meanwhile, my energy was consistently low during homework sessions, school in general, having to wake up early just to even get to school, and even while I was studying computer science. The pattern was becoming pretty obvious because once I actually looked at it, it was telling me that the things I was doing was not the things that I actually loved. It was things that I had to do in order to become societally successful. But why do I even care about being successful to other people in society when it's coming at the own expense of my energy levels, my happiness? Here's another thing that actually helped me get some clarity. Write down these values on separate pieces of paper. It could be family, money, recognition, creativity, security, independence, services to others, learning, health, adventure. But now rank them by physically moving them around. This forces you to make hard choices because you have to rank them. You cannot put them side by side. You can't say they're equally as important. Rank them in a numbered list, or you can just stack them on top of each other even. My top 3 were independence, learning, and adventure. And when I looked at my life, I wasn't even prioritizing these things. I was prioritizing security, money, while my actual values were being completely neglected. It honestly is pretty obvious why I was feeling terrible during this time. And purpose lives at the intersection of what you're good at and what matters to other people. But most people dismiss their actual skills because they don't seem impressive enough. Make another 2 lists. First, everything you're decent at, not just professional skills, but like actual life skills too. Can you explain things really well? Are you really good at research? Do people ask you for advice on specific topics? Because when I did this, I was dismissing skills like I'm good at explaining technical concepts and I can figure out complex systems pretty quickly. I'm a really good problem solver because they felt too basic to me. But these were actually the skills that would let me potentially work remotely from anywhere around the world. Now, I don't work remotely now, but it did help me get hired at a big Fortune 500 company. Now, the second list is problems you've solved for yourself. What challenges have you overcome? What did you learn the hard way? For me, it was figuring out how to save aggressively while living in a really expensive area, how to negotiate salary increases, how to build marketable skills outside of my main job. These weren't dramatic, but they were real solutions to real problems. Once you have these lists, look for the overlap in between them. Circle the skills that helped you solve those problems. For me, it was researching skills, system thinking, like breaking down complex financial goals into manageable steps, and persistence. These overlapping skills are your leverage points. They're what you're naturally good at and have proven results with. Now ask yourself, what would my life look like if I spent more time using these skills towards something I actually care about? If your purpose is to travel like mine, and you're good at research and systems thinking, maybe you should start researching countries with digital nomad visas, or building a spreadsheet that calculates cost of living in different cities, or mapping out the exact steps to transition to remote work. The key isn't to teach anyone. It's to redirect these proven skills towards your actual purpose instead of just using them to solve random problems as they come up. You're not building something for others at this stage. You're building the foundation of your own escape plan. Honestly, after learning all of this actually led me to making this channel even. I wanted to share my unique experiences, leverage the skills that I'm really good at, and share that value with other people, create a community around it, and to even engage others into open discussions in the comment section, through my videos, my Discord server, just so you guys can learn some of these skills and learn something outside of your bubble. Some people live their entire lives just living inside their bubble. They don't know what goes on in other people's lives. They don't know how other people's perspectives are. They don't know the experience of older generations or younger generations. That is the purpose of this channel. The purpose is to teach you and others unique perspectives and experiences. It's also so I can be transparent about my goals, my plans, and maybe it'll inspire somebody to do the same. Maybe it'll inspire you guys to travel to another country and retire there early. Or maybe you're really bad with money right now. You're terrible with saving, you're really good at spending, and you carry a lot of credit card debt. If I can inspire you or spike some motivation inside of you to pay off that debt, save more aggressively, and invest, I think that is a massive win. And to be honest, I don't care how many people watch the videos. I don't care how many people subscribe. I don't care how long you watch. I don't care about the click-through rate, the average viewer duration, how much money I make on this channel, because that's not what's successful to me. What's successful to me is the impact I have on others. Even just having the guts to go out there and record this audio recording and make these videos. I think that takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of guts. And the fact that I'm so open and transparent about it adds that even 10 more times on top of that. Now, we've done a couple of exercises throughout the video. I want you to test whether these purposes actually hold up, even if it's not just through these little exercises. Create something small that combines your skills with helping other people. This doesn't need to be a business. It could be as simple as a blog, a post online, a video, maybe you mentor somebody or give advice, you volunteer for something. What I'm truly trying to say is that I want you to be consistent with these skills. Pick something you can do for 2 to 3 hours a week, or even a month, and commit to an 8-week minimum consistency. This isn't about results. It's about seeing if you still find it meaningful when all that dopamine wears off. For example, I started this YouTube channel exactly as this experiment. I didn't know if anybody would watch, but I knew talking about financial independence and location freedom felt aligned with my actual purpose. And maybe some people would find it interesting along the way. And look at us now. 1 month in, my channel is growing extremely rapidly. You can even look at my past views on my other videos. Just being transparent and being 100% authentic with myself and other people proved to be worthwhile. And that's why I say I don't care about the numbers, because I genuinely don't. This was actually an experiment to myself. Just over a month ago, I was only getting single-digit views. I had 13 subscribers. I was still putting in the work and still making these videos. I didn't care if people were gonna watch or not. And to be honest, I haven't even finished my whole 2-month experience yet. I was only a month in and it paid off tremendously because other people are finding value in my videos. After those 8 weeks I was supposed to wait, I was supposed to pay attention to see if I was getting feedback. Are people thanking me? Are they asking me questions? Are they sharing what I make? And to be honest, honest, it's been less than a month and all of those answers are yes. And this shows me that I'm creating real value. I want you to do the same too. It doesn't have to be a YouTube video. It doesn't have to be publicly posted. But more importantly, notice how you feel about your work, not just the validation that it brings. Do you think about it during your downtime? Do you look forward to doing it after work on your evenings, even when nobody's paying attention? If the answer to that is a yes, then look for more ways to incorporate it more into your regular life, or maybe even to your work life. And potentially in the future, maybe you can leverage those skills to make yourself even make more money. But I don't want you to focus on that yet, because right now it's about building it into your existing life rather than waiting for some perfect future scenario to happen. And trust me, I know this is easier said than done. There's going to be a lot of obstacles along the way. A lot of times you're going to be inconsistent with it too. That is my biggest obstacle personally. I've been inconsistent with YouTube and creating videos for years. I was putting it on and off, on and off. I've even recorded many videos and never publicly pushed them out there because I said, I don't have time for this. But even if you just put 2 hours per week, that is 104 hours per year. That's enough to write 50 blog posts, mentor people, or even build real skills. And if you can't find 2 hours per week, you're not being honest about your priorities, because we know math here, and that is less than 10 minutes a day. If you can give yourself just 10 minutes a day, it could change your life completely. And you might be like, what if I'm not good at anything? You don't need to be the best in the world at it. Personally, I'm not the best in the world at this. You just need to be a few steps ahead of people who seek that advice or seek that help. Like, for example, one of you guys watching might be trying to save their first $10,000. They don't need Warren Buffett or Elon Musk to help them. They need someone who just figured out, just like you, on how to do it themselves. And I don't want to hear some garbage like, what if nothing feels meaningful? Because it might mean you need to deeper reflect yourself. It might mean you're dealing with burnout or depression, because purposeful work doesn't even matter and it doesn't even work or function when you're running on an empty tank. For example, you might live in a small town and have zero opportunities. I feel like personally, if you have an internet connection, most of meaningful work can happen online anyways. You can write online, teach online, create content, build a community, or join a community even, and add value into there. You don't have to be the creator always. You can always just be someone on the sidelines helping others along the way. That is honestly one of the main reasons for my Discord. Because if you have value, if you have a unique experience or perspective, share that. Some other person might find value in it. And you might not even know other people find value in it. Like a ton of your comments from the past few videos, I've personally read. I've read every single comment so far up to right now as I'm recording this video. And there were some where I actually found value and my perspective may have changed even just a little bit. That is valuable to me. Even though you may not even know that. What I'm trying to say is location matters less than you think it does. Everything can happen online. If you just have stable internet, it doesn't even need to be stable, honestly. If you just have internet, you can do a lot of these things virtually. In 2025, location matters a lot less than it did 10 years ago. And I know a lot of you may be thinking, how do I know if it's working? How do I know if I'm on the right track? You'll know when you're on the right track when you find yourself thinking about this during your downtime. When people start coming to you for help. When you are a person of reliability. When you feel energized even after making substantial progress on it or just working on it in general. Even if you're extremely exhausted. A lot of people talk about their dreams and get a massive dopamine rush for it, and they felt productive because they talked about it. I don't want you to do that. I want you to put action towards whatever that thing that is giving you excitement about. Put that energy into action, because you'd never know. That might be the purpose you've been looking for this entire time. It might even be the thing that makes you $10,000 a month, that lets you move into a bigger, nicer house or a nicer area. It might be the thing that lets you travel abroad a lot more frequently instead of just once every year or two. And after a while, you're going to be able to clearly explain why this matters to you. And you'll start making life decisions based on whether they move you towards or away this purpose. For me, once I realized my purpose was location freedom, every decision became easier. Like, for example, should I save aggressively even though my peers are spending it on lifestyle upgrades? Yes, I should, because every dollar I save today is another day of freedom in the future. Before you go to bed tonight, set a timer for 15 minutes and write down what you'd regret not doing if you had 1 year left to live. Don't edit yourself, just continue writing until the timer ends. Tomorrow, start tracking your energy levels every few hours. Notice what drains you and what energizes you. And if you're serious about this, join the Discord community link below. I'm still setting it up, but we're all working on similar challenges. And there's an entire channel dedicated to helping each other find direction. Purpose isn't some mystical thing that happens to lucky people. It's the result of intentionally building your life around what matters to you and what you can contribute to others. It takes work, but that work compounds. You don't need to have it all figured out now. You just need to start building. What's stopping you from taking the first step? Let me know in the comment section down below, and maybe I can help you find more direction there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 subscribers as I'm recording this video. We might even be at 1,000 by the time this comes out. I don't even know. You guys are absolutely crushing it. I seriously don't know how to thank you guys enough. You guys have actually changed my life a lot. I may be a small channel, and to be honest, I may just be giving my takes on some things, being incredibly transparent, and trying to show my authentic self to you guys. But the support I've been getting recently has really made me realize that this is what makes me happy. This provides me a lot of purpose, and I hope it helps you guys out a ton. I hope it does provide you value. All right, I'm done rambling for now. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.